Welcome to another Transformers Generations review. This time we're looking at the Voyager class Brainstorm figure. Now this is a figure that I was pretty looking forward to. I was really excited about the Headmaster gimmick, and it does not disappoint at all. This is actually one of my favorite Voyager class figures that have come out, for at least for the Generations line. And hell, all of like the Chugs, the classics, the Henkei, the Universe. So far, this is probably one of my top 5 favorite Voyager class figures. This is one of the figures why I am so excited for what the Generation / Combiner Wars figures have in store for us next year, because I'm pretty much I don't think I'm going to get any of the new RID figures, the Prime 2 figures, and I think I'm just going to focus on Generations and Combiner Wars because they're just getting better and better and better. And this is one of those examples where it's like, wow, they just put so much love and care in this figure that it really puts a smile on my face about what Hasbro's doing with the Transformers line. They're just really doing a hell of a job. So enough kissing ass. Let's take a look at the jet mode himself, and this is a really cool looking jet mode. It's just super cool. It has a nice kind of Cybertronian look to it. It has quote unquote landing gear here in the front, and I guess you can kind of consider these little pegs here as part of it because that's where it also lands on. It's just the only thing I'm kind of disappointed with is the lack of like engines in the back. I mean, these might be considered engines, or the tips of the feet here might be considered to be engines, but it's really hard to tell. But this it also has Autobot logos here. I really like the way that it looks with these guns here on the nose cone, but if you really wanted to, you could take them off, and it has a little bit more of a sleeker design, which is fine and all, but I like the way it looks with the guns in the front, just kind of having that Starfighter look, Star Wars look, and this completes it. Nothing else really to say. I do like the color, the aqua blue color. The cockpit does open, and the Headmaster comes out. I forget the name of the Headmaster from the show, from the 4th season, but I'm more of a fan of the Headmaster's Japanese show. I mean, that's my favorite Japanese Transformers show. I have the whole series on DVD. I like the idea that the Headmaster is actually the robot, and the rest of the vehicle is just like a suit that transforms for the head. It's not like 2 separate entities combining. I like that from the Japanese show a lot more than having like a human pilot and then another Transformer 2. I mean, I kind of got why they did that in the show, 2 brains are smarter than 1, but it just seems kind of confusing. So like the problem I had with it was so if the human just kind of oh, fuck you. So hey, where's my head? I can't transform into a robot now because Joe Bob is being a douchebag today because I stole his woman. So I can't transform into a robot today. That's kind of shitty, but I just like the idea from the Japanese show a lot better. So you got his Headmaster. His Headmaster, if we zoom in, it's really awesomely detailed. I like the little smirk on his grin there. The arms leave a lot to be desired. I did not expect the arms to be this shitty, but they got the arms molded in the side there, and you don't see any arms except for the little tiny hands there on the side. But his head is on a ball joint. Did not see that one coming. But that also makes me crazy nervous and you'll see that why that in a little bit. And you see Brainstorm's head right there, yellow eyes, and I like the yellow eyes, painted yellow. I'm super happy that they actually integrated the headmaster gimmick into this instead of just like having a name, robot, and vehicle, and no gimmick. That's something I'm really, really happy about. So yeah, it's that's about it for the vehicle mode. So let's get on to the robot mode. Now, if you have not taken the headmaster out of the vehicle, go ahead and do that. You're going to need to, for the transformation, first step is lift up the camera a little bit. Fold this up here. Detach the arms from the side of the vehicle. Rotate the arms up like this. Open these hatches here to swing out the rest of the foot. Let me get this out. And then we're going to go to the back here. Oh, this finger's getting pretty big. And my back is hurting. Just bring this up that way. Open up these side panels on the arms. Like so, and rotate the arms around. Do the same thing on this side. Switch it around. This is good. Where, especially going from robot to vehicle, this is where it gets a little bit clumsy. You gotta move the legs out, like bend them out to the side to the point where it just feels awkward, and just be able to move this nose cone up. But it's not too bad once you figure out how it's supposed to go. And fold these bits out to the side like that. Now, here comes the really cool part. I was kind of bummed when, I don't really watch video reviews of toys I know I'm going to get. I used to, but I like being really surprised about what I'm getting. So I was kind of bummed that one of my favorite things about the Headmaster is when you put on the Headmaster, you'd see the gauge of their intelligence, their speed, their strength. When you put on the Headmaster, it was like all these gauges would go up, and I demonstrated that in my Fortress Maximus review. But this has not quite as nifty as that, but it does pay nice homage to that. First, gonna take a little guy here and just fold up the legs like that. That's the extended transformation. I wish there's a little bit more to that, but there really isn't. Let's zoom in on the head here. And when we attach the head, like so. Oh, you saw it drop down there. This makes me crazy nervous about this head here. But you see, it dropped right there. You see the speed, the strength, the intelligence gauges there. And that's really awesome. And they close that back up. This is what makes me crazy nervous because of that ball joint. It is feel like it's kind of loosey-goosey there. And that joint is pretty tight. I see why they did a ball joint so the head could be articulated. But detaching the head, at least the first few times, that time wasn't bad at all. But it can be a little bit scary. But yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry you probably didn't see any of that. Here is Brainstorm in Robo Mode. And here we have Brainstorm and Robo Mode, and wow, guys, this is an amazing figure. I am so happy with this guy. He is big. He has an enormous wingspan. Even for, I mean, it's just as big as it was in Jet Mode, which you can kind of expect, but in Robot Mode, it really does make him stand out. And I just love the way this guy looks. I actually really like the way that the cannons look in Robot Mode, sticking up from his shoulders. But you can take them off if you want to and stick them in his hands. But I kind of it kind of makes him look like Six Shot a little bit. Speaking of which, that'd be great if they make a Generations Six Shot figure. That would be really really cool. Anyway, let's get on to the articulation. Let me adjust it a little bit. Just like I mentioned, he does have a ball jointed neck, so he can get a nice wide range of movement. He does have like just a swivel hinge in the shoulder, so it could go up and down. And surprisingly, none of these bits really get in the way of anything, except for like if you want to go extreme out like that, it does bump into this gun here, but you can pretty much solve that by taking off the gun. It should anyway. Take that off. Go ahead and take this other one off. And yeah, it's perfect. Nothing in the way of the shoulders. He has two elbow joints. One is free, one is kind of ratcheting. So he can bring his arm up like that. He does have a wrist swivel. Very cool. No waist articulation. His hip skirt pieces here do go in and out to allow for added movement like that. Heavy ratcheting joint. And they go up and down. Oh yeah, this cod piece here moves too. And so his legs go forward and back. Knee, just about a little bit over a 90-degree bend there. His thighs, go all the way around. And his feet move a little bit. And they do actually have this kind of cool little hinge here that allows for the ever so slightly little bit of side-to-side movement. So you can spread out his legs. Oh, jeez. He fell. Yeah. Get him back. So you can ever so subtly spread his legs, and his feet will remain flat. Kind of interesting stance he's got going on there. So he's awesome as far as articulation. The only way it could have been any better is if they integrated a waist joint, but there's nothing they could have really done there. It's pretty stylized there. There's no like really clear point for there to be a hinge there, and even if they did, I think it would have took away from the overall cool factor. It just would have looked as bulky or just badass looking. So anyway, I got his guns out, so we might as well just stick them on the hands here. Like that. So you can pose him with his guns however you want, and it looks awesome. This is a perfect example of when the Hasbro team really puts a lot of care in their figures for the collectors. This is the a must buy for any Transformer fan, especially for the G1 fans. They're going to want to get this thing right away. Newcomers to the series are going to have a hell of a lot of fun with this too, especially they're new to the Masters, like Headmasters and Target Masters. They've already done Target Masters with the Universe Cyclonus, and that was a great introduction to the Masters, but I love Headmasters. They're my favorite kind of master gimmick. The Jet Mode is super cool. It looks great. I love the Headmaster gimmick. The Robo Mode is super big, chunky. They're just badass looking. The paint job is really nice. I think the Takara Tomy one is a little bit too Uh, I'm not sure how to put it. It just looks a little bit cheaper to me because it just looks way too shiny and darker plastics. It just doesn't look as good to me. I like the bright, vivid colors on this one, and I really like it. There's nothing really I would change. Even the little headmaster head, I kind of dig. Even though it is kind of scary taking that head off for the first time. But other than that, there's nothing else I really would change. I love the look of this guy. You can follow me at Twitter at twitter.com/SSJAUTOBOT. You can Instagram me too, SSJAUTOBOT. And you can follow me at Twitch at twitch.tv/SSJ_Autobot. And I will catch you next time.